All right. 4-0. The Noles find a way. No, don't find a way. Just absolutely beat the crap out of Boston College. And I think honestly, I was a little bit nervous. I was talking to somebody before the game and during the start of the game. I talked a lot of crap about, our rivals just looking pathetic. And, shout out to our rivals for combined having as many wins as we have. But yeah, I was talking a lot of crap, and I was like, man, that would definitely be something if we ended up blowing this. But fortunately, we didn't, and the Noles won. But yeah, from that opening kickoff, I think you could tell. And it wasn't like, okay, so here's the big difference. It wasn't like, Kermit's kick where a hole opened up and he was just never touched. I mean, Trey just willed himself to that touchdown. I think that play kind of showed you that tonight was going to be, look, we're just better than you and we're going to prove it. It wasn't a hole opens up on the left side and he's faster than everybody else. Trey Benson's very, very fast. So that's not a dig at his speed. But that wasn't the kind of touchdown it was. It was very much I'm just going to be better than you on this play. And so that was a ton of fun. A perfect day of college football. I don't know how the day could have gotten any better. Maybe if Clemson had lost, but I don't care. Whatever. Let Clemson win out until we face them, and let's get game day into Tallahassee. That doesn't really bother me. Florida State will be the only team in the Big Three ranked tomorrow. I feel like I'd be pretty surprised if either rival was ranked after this weekend. 4-0. First time since 2015. And it's hard to know if the Noles are truly back or not. But I will say it feels different than it's felt in a long time. Even in 2016, when we won against Ole Miss, we went up to Louisville and just got our heads beat in. It feels a lot different right now. Florida State's had 4 tests this year, right? And you can say what you want. I know that the Gator fans are heavy in their feelings right now, talking about how, look at the schedules and look who's played who and look what Florida State's won, this, that, and the other. And all that's good, great, and whatever. Florida has played a tough schedule. But 4 times, Florida State has gone out and lined it up. 2 times they were expected to blow a team out, and they did it both times. 1 time they were expected to go to Louisiana and lose. They didn't do that. And then another time they played without their starting quarterback, starting left tackle, their best cornerback, their best defensive lineman, their best edge rusher, and a host of other guys, and they still found a way to win. So I don't really care about like the narratives around, you don't play in this conference or that conference, or we've played tougher teams than you. I do know that Florida State has more SEC wins than Florida does right now. I do know that if you take both of our rivals' combined wins, it's the same number. So it definitely feels different. It feels different than it's, felt in a long time. These next 3 games are going to be pretty telling. Wake Forest has a great offense, no defense at all. NC State looks like they're figuring some stuff out. They don't look like the team that almost lost to ECU week 1. And then Clemson's Clemson. So it'll be a tough 3-game stretch. But this team is different than last year's team, right? It's different than 2020's team, right? So we'll see. We'll see what happens in that 3-game stretch. The Noles looked every bit as dominant as you would want them to look in this game. Really did absolutely anything and everything they wanted. Jordan Travis sets a new career high in passing yards. Broke the previous high that he had against Miami last year. Trey Benson just refused to be tackled. How about Darian Williamson? I don't know who expected him to step up and just absolutely go off. But the offense got anything and everything they wanted tonight. Stopped on downs twice, which a little upsetting. I thought Jordan kind of telegraphed the pass to Johnny Wilson that got broken up. BC played that well. And then, yeah, kind of like Max said on the halftime space, if you guys tuned in, I liked the call to go for it on 4th and 2. I thought Benson 7 or 8 times out of 10 probably runs that linebacker over. Their linebacker made a good play and tackled him, and that was that. But I thought that the offense was really good, did whatever they wanted. And the defense, when they were full strength, when there were no backups in, without Lovett and Verse, pitched a shutout. BC scores really, really late. They score on a long drive with Florida State's entire defensive line out. I don't care about either of those defensive touchdowns that were given up. Though the defense was really, really good. Special teams, good again. Fitzgerald obviously needs to make that extra point. But with the kick return touchdown, I thought Micah did a good job fielding punts. That one that, they said he signaled, I don't know, looked like a half wave. That one worried me a little bit. He definitely bobbled that one. The Micah looks good returning punts. The Mastromano, outside of the announcer's jinx, looked really, really good. Team looked good in all facets of the game. And again, from the opening kickoff, it looked like, hey, we're going to beat you because we're better. And that's exactly what they did. Completely dominated from start to finish. Boston College didn't have a prayer in this game. I'll never feel bad because we've been on the other side of that, several times. I'll never feel bad for another team that we're beaten pretty bad like that. But I almost felt bad because they didn't have a prayer. Like, I don't really have like this animosity for Boston College. If that was UF or Miami or anything else like that, yeah, sure, I'd love. But those Boston College kids, man, they come down here and play in this heat and everything, and then just get absolutely demolished and have no prayer whatsoever. There were people in our fan base that hyped up this Boston College team. I'll give them a little bit of grace. I think they thought that BC would be a little bit better than 1-3 right now, but Phil Dracovic and Zay Flowers did absolutely nothing on this defense. So shout out to those. Shout out to the defense. Absolutely incredible. Kansas State's about to beat Oklahoma. That's a fun one. Let's get all of these crappy, overranked teams out of here, and let's get up in the top 20 tomorrow. Honestly, Florida State's probably like a top 16, 17 team. It's probably where I would have the Noles. I don't think they'll jump that high, but that's my hot take of the night. Let me give a quick shout out to Salomon Digital Marketing. My buddy TJ had a great tweet tonight. Again, I have to be careful how many times it feels weird because I feel like I'm talking about myself. But in 2020, 12/22/2020, he tweeted, FSU football will be the best team in Florida again within the next 2 to 3 years. Quote me on it. I have zero doubts. You guys should go check the quote tweets and the replies on that. I just put it up in the top of the space. And then he shared it tonight and basically just said, hey, called it. Shout out TJ, does a ton of work with FSU athletes on an NIL front. If you follow him, tweets about FSU quite often. Kind of looks like my timeline. He just doesn't tweet as much. So it's probably better than following me. But if you super follow him, any money that is collected there does go back to our NIL athletes. So shout out to TJ. Shout out to the guys over at Salomon Digital Marketing. I shared that tweet up in the top of the space. Great call by him a couple of years ago to get that off and the Noles to deliver on it. Do me a favor, hit the share button if you're listening. Hit the thumbs up if you're on YouTube. Comment with your thoughts. You can obviously hit the super chat at any time, and we appreciate that. Let's get a few people in here to talk. I want to get you guys' takes. Want to know what you guys are thinking after the Noles get to 4-0. 4-0. 4-0? 4-0. Well, whatever. That pun didn't really work. Tally Legend. Tally was rocking tonight, man. I want to talk to people. Well, probably don't have a good service around the stadium and stuff. I'd love to talk to some people that were in the stadium. If you were in the stadium, jump in first. Tally Legend, how's it going? Tally Legend. I might have lost him. Let's keep it moving. Tally Legend. I lost him somehow. Jake destroys books. Hashtag gambling Twitter. Let's go. Jake, how's it going?
What's going on?
4-0, baby.
Yes, sir. I was at the stadium.
My man. How electric was it when they on the opening kickoff?
Dude, I almost fell off the bleachers.
That's epic. Were you in the student section?
Yeah, we came in with like 30 minutes left to kickoff. We tried to get in like an hour early. It was a 30-minute wait to get in. We just knew it was going to be a sellout. We were like, holy balls, this is different.
How many years have you been at FSU?
I'm a senior.
So you've never experienced a crowd like that?
I'll compare it to, like, we saw Notre Dame last year. Miami was good last year. But there was a lot of Miami fans last year. There was no Boston College fans today.
Yeah, I don't blame them. No disrespect to the BC fans, but I don't blame them for not coming.
Yeah, I mean, it was over. It was over with 14:57 left.
Yeah, no, it was done. And like I said, I mean, they seem like nice people. I'm not trying to give them too much crap, but it just is what it is, man. We ran into a powerhouse tonight.
It's different, man. I feel like Norvell's cooking up something special right now. We got a nice commitment this morning.
I'm with it, man. Yeah, I think things are trending in the right way. I think that Mike's proven a lot of haters and doubters wrong. So I'm with it.
All right, well, I'm going to let you talk to someone else now.
Appreciate it, man. Don't party too hard tonight.
I won't. Good talking to you.
Thanks, bud.
All right, see ya.
That guy's definitely partying too hard. I can already tell. Tally Legend. All right, we got a bunch of you guys requested. I'll try and get through a bunch of these tonight. We might not stay on super, super long, but we will. We'll have some fun with this. Tally Legend. How's it going? Did I lose you again, bro? I'm going to get Pete. I know Pete will be good. Pete's always set and ready to go. How's it going, bud?
Hey, how you doing, man? How you doing, Go?
I'm great. 4-0, baby.
What a great. I guess the icing on the cake would have been the A&M if our boys from Arkansas would have made that kick.
Man, I've never seen a hit on the top of the post like that.
Yeah, it was something else, man. I'll tell you what. They're in trouble down there at the U. That looked pretty pathetic. If he gets another loss like that, they start to unravel, in my opinion. You know, that's how I see it. But we look like a complete team tonight, didn't we?
It just in every facet of the game, right? Like, I mean, you know, some backups give up some scores to BC late. Like, I don't care about that at all. Every facet of the game, offense, defense, special teams, not just the kick return, but and I know he missed the PAT, but you had Fitzgerald make a field goal. That's good. The punting game was good. The fielding punts was really good. Like, just every facet of the game was really, really good for the Noles.
He had him coming out of the gate, crisp. He's got them looking like a real team. And what I mean by that is just everything's clicking. They look crisp. They look like they're in sync. All around. I mean, it's great to see. I will tell you that I don't know. Are you optimistic with the Wake, or what's your feel for that? Because coming off a heartbreaking loss, I think it's to our advantage. What do you think?
Yeah, I like that game's in Tallahassee. I saw a tweet that said it was going to be a 3:30 kick. It got announced. I don't know if I like that, don't like that, whatever. It might make it a little easier for me to get up there next week. We'll see if I can sneak away or not. But yeah, I think I like it. I like that it's in Tallahassee. I think their offense is really, really good. I mean, I think that, you know, we'll be challenged more defensively. I'd really like for us to be more healthy. I think Verse needs to be back. I think Fabian Lovett needs to be back. It was nice to see Cooper in there making some plays. But you really need to be, you know, pretty full strength there. So if we are, like, if Fabo and Verse are back, then I feel really, really good about that game, right? Yeah. If they're not, I hate that stupid mesh crap run that Wake does. That's really, really tough.
I'll tell you, I have a little bit of a hard time sometimes with Fuller kind of sees the plays. Like today, Boston College had that little dink and dunk right underneath with their tight end.
Yeah.
They must have got us like 6 or 7 times with that play. So hopefully we get burst and love it, because it's just like I told you, that LSU game, what a push those guys, what a difference. You could see it. You watch the first couple quarters LSU game, and you can just see the push by Lovett and the pressure by Burst. I mean, it's good. It's to our advantage. But anyways, great show, bud. Keep it going, baby. You got the stuff. You got the goods.
Love you, my man.
Right, man. See you. Bye.
Yeah, I think if you're healthy, you've got a great shot. I think we'll score. I think we'll score on Wake, and that was a big problem last year. You held them 35 points, but you could only muster 14 yourself. I think we'll score. I think we'll score in the 30s on them, if not more. Wake's defense is not good. Liberty put up tons of points. Clemson's offense has looked inept all year, and Clemson put up tons of points against them. I think we'll score. I don't really worry about that. It's, can the defense get enough stops? I will say, for all of Fuller's, for all the complaints about Fuller, the one thing they do is they certainly bend, don't break, right? And they seem to be good situationally. They've done a good job of that over the last couple of years. I'll say the back end of last year and the first half of this year, right? They gave up some plays to LSU. They gave up some plays to Louisville, but when they needed it, they step up and they play bend, don't break, and it works more often than not. So we'll see. Yeah. I said the defense was going to be the difference in the Wake game. In the Louisville game, obviously not knowing that Jordan would go out and that Tate would come in and play really well in the second half. But the defense is going to have to be legit against Wake, because it's one of the better offenses we'll see all year. Maybe the best offense left. They got a better offense than, I think pound for pound. Yeah. It's them or Clemson, and I don't know. DJ's not, he looked a little better today, but yeah, so that'll be one of the better offenses we see for the rest of the year. It's on the defense next week. So if they're healthy, I like them. We'll see what happens. Let's keep it rolling. Cameron Rolston. If you're watching on YouTube, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button. If you have any questions, throw them in. Jerkovich held to 105 yards. Yeah, defense was really, really good against him. Cameron, what's going on, man?
Yo, what's up, TJ?
How you doing? Did you go to the game?
Yeah, of course I was there.
My man. Where you at now? Why aren't you partying, bro? Get off Spaces and go party.
Dude, I'm at Whataburger right now. Family's in town, bro. I had to stay with them. Family too hard this weekend. I got family in town.
Family in town. You're hanging on the Spaces, bro. I love it.
Yeah, I literally just left the table at Whataburger. Hop on the Spaces.
Hey, Mom, y'all hold it down. I got to go get on Spaces.
That's pretty much what I said to them.
Bro,
that game was electric. From the first kickoff, even before the kickoff, just literally getting into the stadium, it was just so packed. It took us like 20 minutes to get in. It was just insane. And then Benson returned the kick. Man, one thing I will say is I saw number 4, Kalen Deloach, just flying all over the field all night.
Kalen was absolutely killing it. Dude, I remember when he ran in the backfield, he almost overran the rusher. And so the runner kind of got past him and got like 4 yards or so. And then the very next play, he makes the tackle right at the line of scrimmage. We ended up forcing a stop on the next play. But yeah, that kid, his burst, him and Bethune are just unreal. Like an unreal tandem right now.
They are a special dude. Their speed is, I think, almost unmatched.
Yeah.
I want to say shout out to that Jake kid. He's correct about that. Jake Destroys, who spoke earlier.
Yeah.
That place was rocking. It was amazing.
That's dope. How many years you been? Are you a student? You're still a student?
Yeah, I'm a senior.
Dope.
It's the best game I've been to. The Notre Dame game was a ton of fun. So was Miami, as he said, but it was sold out and just knew from the beginning, and everybody just had that excitement. It hasn't been here in a couple of years, so it's nice to see it.
No doubt. It's nice to have it back. Next week will be rocking as well, my man.
Oh, yeah. Let's hope. Fingers crossed that
God and the weather doesn't affect us.
That's true. That's true.
And great to see Tyler Van Dyke getting benched too.
Hey man, let my man live. Man, they've got a mess down there because
Mario Cristobal is. I thought he was supposed to be the best coach in the state. Clearly something's up with that one.
Yeah, he stinks, bro.
Yeah.
So good stuff, man. I appreciate you.
All right, bro. I'll talk to you later, man.
Thanks, buddy.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. My man got up from his family's table at Whataburger to come hang out. I appreciate it. That's dedication. Oh man. Let's keep rolling. Austin, what's going on, man? Can you hear me?
TJ, what's good, bro?
Oh man, 4-0. How about you?
Man, from 0-4 to 4-0.
Man, isn't that something?
I mean, people have been dogging on Mike for a couple of years. I get it. Like last year, didn't go according to plan. Year before, didn't go according to plan. Never thought we'd see the depths of last year. I'm a 30 years old, 30-year fan. 0-4 sucks. First time I've seen it in my lifetime. But to turn it around 4-0 this season is great. And they've done it, like you said, in every which way. They've done it twice as big favorites, blew them out. Did it once as a neutral but road underdog, won that game.
Yep.
Was there with about 20 family members, painted Bourbon Street garnet and gold that night. And now we're moving forward. Just got a couple quick points. I don't think that anybody in the last 25, 30 years as a Florida State quarterback has shown the type of growth that Trav has shown through 3 years. I mean, if you look at it, like the great ones started out great, but to go from year 1 to year 3 the way that he's gone, throwing the ball, I mean, it is incredible.
Yeah.
We were all calling for his head 2 years ago. A lot of us didn't want him to play all year last year. And he's been phenomenal through 4 games. It's great. The other thing is, man, it just feels good to beat the type of ACC team that you're supposed to beat, which is what they did tonight.
Yeah.
Like when we were kids, you and me, TJ, they beat all of these ACC scrubs to the bone every single time they played one of these teams. And in the last 5 years, we've lost to every ACC team outside of Duke the last 5 years, and that's unconscionable. That doesn't make any sense.
No.
And tonight is the way you get that back, bro. It just feels good. It feels good to have a game like that go the way it should have gone when it comes to talent, coaching, all that. And you know what? I don't know who would have said at the beginning of the year that Jordan Travis would be the best quarterback in the state of Florida and the Florida State Seminoles would be the best team in the state of Florida. But it's the end of September, and here we are.
Here we are.
And let's just keep it going, man. Next week will be fun as hell. Can't wait to be there. 3:30. It's not going to be too bad with the sun. It's not, it's the start of fall. It's not going to be 95 degrees. Seminole fans, come on out. Let's get a second straight sellout. Go Noles, baby, and go Jordan Travis.
Love it. Love it, my man. Yeah, we talked about this going into the season. Florida State had an 11% chance to start out 4-0. 11%. They were going to be – that was the start of the year, but you would have figured they were an underdog twice. They'd have an automatic win against Duquesne. And then, a game you think they should win against BC. Everything's pointed toward this team needing to find a way to just win one of those 2 games, right? Like if they could just find a way to go 3-1, if they could just find a way to upset LSU or upset Louisville or find a way to not go 2-2. Because the fear was if you go 2-2, your best case in the next few games is probably 1-2, right? Because this next couple of games is going to be tough. So if you're losing to LSU and losing to Louisville, are you going to beat NC State? Are you going to beat Clemson? You going to beat Wake? Maybe you beat Wake. So now you've gotten to a point where it's all in your hands, right? You're going to be a favorite at home against Wake on Saturday. It's going to be a tough game. Sam Hartman is probably the best quarterback we'll face for the rest of the season. That is not going to be an easy win. I'd love for them to prove me wrong. I'd love to win it by 40 like we did tonight. But that won't be an easy win. But it should be a win, right? You'll be favored. It'll be in Doak. Your offense is more consistent. You should win that game. And then we'll see where the chips fall. Clemson and NC State play each other next week, don't they? We'll see what happens with the NC State game the week after that. If you beat Wake, if you beat Sam Hartman, who blew you out last year, nobody likes going to play in Raleigh, but are you that worried about going to NC State? I don't know. Florida State's not very unlikely that Florida State goes 12-0 this year, right? So I'm not going to, eventually a loss is going to happen. And there will be a portion of the fan base that absolutely melts down and has Mike back on the hot seat. They started 4-0. We haven't won a bowl game in 5 years. They're well on their way to getting back to a bowl game, right? I think we could probably go ahead and Sharpie that in. I mean, you do get to play Georgia Tech and Louisiana this year. And Miami. There's 3 wins right there. And that's really what it sets up for. That to me, that's the most encouraging thing, is that when we started out, everybody said, Max, I'll get you on. Timo, I'll get you on real quick. But everybody was like, oh, man, 7 wins, we can get to 8 with a bowl, right? That'd be improvement. We went from 3 to 5 to 7, maybe 8 with a bowl. Now you're at 4-4, and you're looking at the rest of the schedule, and any week, something crazy could happen, right? Like Miami lost to Middle Tennessee State, and Florida lost to USF last week, or nearly lost to USF last week. But you look at the rest of the schedule, and you start looking at games that you should win, right? I think they should beat Miami. I've seen nothing from Miami this year that makes me think that should be a loss for the Noles. They should beat Georgia Tech. They should beat Louisiana. They probably should beat Florida. That game's at home. I don't think they're very good. That they got dominated by a Tennessee team, and then Tennessee kind of let up there at the last minute. So that's 8 wins right there. We'll kind of see what happens with Syracuse over the next few weeks, but you probably should beat Syracuse. There's 9. And then, like I said, Wake should be a win. Now, I'm not sitting here predicting 10 wins, but I think the path is getting more and more likely. I think if you beat Wake, you're probably getting to 10 wins. Is that crazy to say? You're 5-0 at that point. And again, you get to play Miami and Georgia Tech and Louisiana and Florida to end the year. I think you're looking at 9 and then maybe 10 in a bowl. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'm drinking a lot of Kool-Aid right now, but I mean, just look at where we're at. There aren't enough good teams left on this schedule for me to think that we're not getting 8, 9, 10 wins. I don't know. Let's get some more people on. Max will come in here and balance out my blatant homerism. I think 8-4 at this point it wouldn't have been at the beginning of the season, but 8-4 at this point means you have 4-4 in your last 8 games, right? That's a little bit of a letdown. To me, 9's what I'm shooting for. Max, how's it going, man?
What's up, dude? I don't know. So I think that's a good point. It's how do you recalibrate expectations, right? Because you're sitting here and at the beginning of the season, 8's good, 9's amazing, 10 is probably not going to happen. Going 4-0 in this stretch, do you completely change them? Do you just say, okay, maybe these are 4 of the original 8? But I think you look at who these wins were against, and there's no way I would have thought we'd be 4-0 in this stretch. So I think, adding a win or 2 is something you have to do. I was debating on whether or not to like what I wanted to say, but I do want to educate the youth of the Florida State Nation. I know they haven't seen this before, guys. This is a new thing, like winning consistently at home, sellout crowds, but don't ever say you can't party too hard after a win if you're in Tallahassee and you're young. Your family's in town, send them to the hotel. You got the warehouse or whatever they call it now to get to. Because one day you'll be 30, your 5-year-old will be sleeping in the other room, and you'll be sober as a judge. All right, you're celebrating this win by being on Twitter Spaces. So just take that for what it's worth. Enjoy it while you can. But a lot of stuff stood out to me tonight. What I really liked though was when Tate came in and he hit a couple throws, right? Because again, this season, before the season, it was like you had to have two sets of expectations, right? With Jordan and without. And then it's like, okay, it was last weekend a fluke. And then Tate hits a scramble tonight, hits a couple throws. He's not Jordan Travis, but I'm starting to feel good about this team, and I feel like I can almost talk about them with the depth they've shown without having to bifurcate it of, Jordan and not Jordan, and then say, well, and if a few more guys go down on defense, because you let up 14 points to Boston College tonight with 3 of your best defensive linemen out for half the game and 2 of them out for the entire game. So I think the depth is what's most incredible to see on this team right now.
You mentioned Tate and just kind of his swagger coming in. The biggest takeaway that I had from Tate, so he came in and he got hit one good time, and he got up and he just kind of smiled. Like I'll be somewhat careful with what I say here. But yeah, I mean, Tate was struggling, at one point, not only on the field, right? Like just imagine the whole fan base coming down on you, myself, like everyone included. Like I saw Sonone tweet, your actual legitimate media members. I saw Sonone tweet something, pretty similar to what we had tweeted. The whole fan base was kind of ranting at halftime of the Louisville game last week. And, Brendan owned it and said, like, good, I'm glad, glad he grew. I'm glad he got better. But anyway, I know there was some stuff kind of going on behind the scenes there. And I think that we forget that they're kids. And so to see his, like, he got hit and got back up, and then he just had like kind of a cocky little, I'll have to go back and try and find on the replay, but he had kind of just like a cocky little smile, like a little swagger there. I thought was really dope. And like, at the end of the day, they're kids, right? And so like, that was really, really cool to see. But yeah, I mean, led us to a touchdown drive. Looked pretty good out there. I liked it.
Yeah, man. And just Jordan too, right? When you talk about stuff going on behind the scenes, I think it's, look, it's naive to think these kids don't read a ton. Like, I'm sure they're on their phones all the time. They're young kids. I mean, we all are these days, but it's not fun to get on Twitter and have like probably, 10,000 of your closest strangers bashing you week in and week out. Right.
Sure.
You look at Jordan and just the way he attacks situations now, it's like he's in control of things versus just letting things happen to him. I mean, last year, I've always been a huge Jordan Travis fan. Like, the receipts are there, right? Like I always said, look, the tools are there. He can be a great quarterback. But you look at last year, like he just always looked worried, or he always looked just like, oh shit, this is happening again, kind of look on his face. And this year, like, I think I said this maybe, I don't know. It's like a serial killer documentary, right? Like he's guy number 2 now. It's just like this cold look in his eye, like, all right, I know how to do this. I know how to win in a good way, right? And it's incredible to see that it's like the mentality for him and the rest of this team starting to click. And the fact that we could, match our season win total from last year next week in the first 5 games is pretty mind-blowing. But I'll shut up, give somebody else a chance to talk, and appreciate you doing these, TJ, and giving us all this outlet.
Absolutely, my man. Thank you, buddy.
Thanks, man.
Jordan's confidence. Dude, some of those runs he made tonight, I thought he was going to get sacked for a safety on the one. Shout out to him for not getting sacked there. But yeah, I thought for sure that was a safety. I thought there was no way that he was getting out of that. But he did. He found a way. And then the run down on our side of down on their side of the field was really, really impressive. Where he juked a couple of guys. I was hoping he'd get all the way into the end zone there. That one was a lot of fun. Knee looks fine for those wondering. He looked fantastic. Let's give a couple shout outs. Let me get Timo on here. Couple quick shout outs. Shout out thegramco.com. TJ25 will get you 25% off your order. The green apple gummies are out. I saw Richie already got his green apple gummies. You guys need to go hit those right now. In fact, let's do a giveaway. If you order tonight, we'll include a giveaway with your order. I'll contact the right people. Go get an order in. Just get it in before the NFL kicks off tomorrow. Use TJ25 at checkout. We'll get you guys something a little extra in your Gramco package. Gramco is a leader in the Delta 8 field. Products are made and grown in Florida. Must be 21 or older to order. Shipping is quick and discreet. And not only do you save 25% with TJ25 at checkout, you also get something a little bit free tonight because the Noles are 4-0. TheGramco.com. Timo, what's going on?
What's up, TJ?
4-0, man. Did you go to the game tonight?
No, I didn't go, man. I had a chance to go. My brother and my nephews went instead, but I'm happy they was able to experience it. I've been to a ton of Florida State games, man. I was a FAMU graduate. My cousin Alex Boston played for us. Odell Hagen's his family on the coaching staff, so I've been to a ton of them. But I'm happy about the win tonight. I felt we kind of lost a little focus in the second quarter, jumping out 24-0. But let's just focus on the task at hand, man. Celebrate tonight, great win. Recruit your behind off till tomorrow night. Flush it. Focus on the task at hand. Wait for us. The object is to go 1-0 weekly. Let's not look ahead. Let's not count wins. Focus on the task at hand. Everything else is going to take care of itself, baby.
I like it, man. Let's go 5-0 next week. You're right. 1-0. 1-0 a week.
1-0. Put everything behind us. 1-0. Fresh week. Get everybody back healthy. Let's go, baby. 1-0, baby. That's the goal. 1-0 weekly. 1-0.
I love it, man. I love it. Got to keep doing it.
Appreciate tonight, man. I'm going to try to get a package in, too, as well. TJ25. I think you should put that on the Jumbotron, man. So somebody can order, but I'm definitely going to order right now. Appreciate it, man. And, hey, baby, go Noles, baby. Celebrate the night. Enjoy it. Let's go back to work Monday, man.
Let's get it, buddy. Appreciate you, my man.
Yep, you too, man. Have a good one, man.
Thanks,
Be blessed.
Yes, sir. I like it. I like it. That's how we should all be celebrating, is at thegramco.com with TJ25 to get 25% off your order. I'll also give a quick shout real quick. Let me get Cold Crush. Let me get you on here real quick. Give a quick shout out to Garnet and Gold, garnetandgold.com. If you need gear because you're making the trip up to Tallahassee for the game next weekend on Saturday, 3:30 Wake for the kickoff, go ahead and use Spaces 15 at checkout. You get 15% off your order at garnetandgold.com. Garnet and Gold supports not only FSU's boosters, but also its NIL efforts. Support people that support the Noles. Garnetandgold.com, Spaces 15. You can also pick up in Tallahassee. If you're in Tallahassee, you don't have to just get it shipped. You can go pick up in store and save 15% on your order that way as well. Cold Crush. Am I saying that right? Yeah. Cashville Finest. How's it going?
I'm going good, man. How you doing, TJ?
I'm good. Thank you for hanging out. Were you at the game tonight?
No, I didn't make the game. I'm in Carolina tonight.
Oh, okay. I was a little jealous, man. I gave my tickets away. I really wanted to go. Just been doing a lot of traveling, man. But I wish I'd have gone.
I'm going to the NC State game, though.
My man, you pretty close to Raleigh?
Yeah, I'm 2 hours away.
Okay. I used to live in Raleigh, so I'm with it.
Yeah.
What'd you think, man? What'd you think tonight?
I think that they're stacking, and that's all you can ask for a program that has not been winning the last couple of years. And every win is putting them in a better position for next year, regardless of the outcome, because everyone's been watching all these primetime games for a team that's unranked. And they're riding on the high, like they got the 5-star recruit, the wide receiver, a couple of days, and then the news broke they got the middle linebacker from California. So it's just going to be an avalanche effect just moving forward every time they win one of these games that no one thought they was in. It's going to make some of these kids that may have not committed yet change their mind and think about coming from the play for this coach, because he's doing something special there and they're playing. And the development, across the board, everyone's growing. So why wouldn't you want to go play for that coach?
He preached a message for 2 years to just kind of trust the process. And a lot of coaches say that. So I will say, like, I get it. But he said, we're going to get where we need to get. We're going to get where we need to get. And he continued to hammer that. And he continued to preach it. And again, I don't think we're back, right? Like, I think back would be the 90s. Back would be, how Jimbo had us in 5 or 6 straight New Year's Six bowls, winning titles, that's back. But I think he's got us on the right path. Like, I think he's got us going in the right direction. And it was hard to see in 2020. Last year was frustrating at times. But I mean, yeah, you're exactly right. Like, why wouldn't you want to go play for a coach like this? And I think you're going to see, I don't think. I know you're going to see more and more and more improvement, momentum, excitement in the recruiting game. There's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes there too. So good stuff, my man. I appreciate you.
Same, man. Keep doing your thing.
Thanks, buddy. All right. We'll wind down here in a minute. If you have anything, shoot me a DM, request to speak, jump in here. Let's chat. We'll go home happy tonight. We have a live Double Fries No Slaw podcast coming tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. We've been doing quicker podcasts, so it might just be like 30 minutes, but then you can catch that anytime on YouTube before the NFL kicks off. Sheesh. I get paid to talk for a living. So go check that out. If you're not subscribed, go subscribe to the YouTube channel here. I'll throw a tweet up in the top of the space. Go up and do me a favor and hit the subscribe button on this YouTube. That's the only thing I really ask. I mean, I want you to support Garnet Gold and Graham Co., Salomon Digital Marketing, the sponsors that get us here. The only thing I want personally is for you to go subscribe to the YouTube. So if you'll go do that, I'd be thrilled with you. Salomon Digital Marketing, again, the other tweet up in the top of this page is my guy TJ, the owner of Salomon Digital Marketing, who tweeted in 2020, FSU football will be the best team in Florida again within the next 2 to 3 years. Quote me on it. You guys should go read the quote tweets because the rivals were definitely in there talking some smack. And my guy TJ, what's in a name? My guy TJ absolutely nailed that. So go give him a follow. Go retweet that tweet. If you super follow him, everything that goes from into that super following goes back to NIL deals for our athletes. He's done deals with Jordan Travis, AJ Duffy, and others. So go check out my guy, TJ Salomon. Cute Money with the 305 up in the top thing. Are you a Miami fan, Cute Money, or no? Cute Money. You there? Cute Money, I might have lost you. Something happened there. Man, with a name like that, I thought it was going to be a really good call too. All right, I don't know if we have anything else. Final thoughts. I am enjoying those resharing the Benson truthers when Mike took Trey Benson and everyone flipped out on the timeline saying, what's he doing taking Trey Benson? And yeah, Trey's the real deal. So I like Trey a lot. I got a chance to talk with him a couple of times. Did a podcast with him through Rising Spear. He's really funny. He's also really freaking good. So, all right, Cute Money, you're back. How's it going, Cute Money?
Oh, what's good, man? My bad. The mic wasn't working.
No, you're good. How's it going?
Good, bro. First and foremost, fire Mike Norvell, extend Mario Cristobal.
Got to control, bro.
Oh my God, no trolling. I'm being serious, bro. I'm so fucking happy these young fans can finally stop.
Dude, I said this I did a quick space after the Canes loss. But you remember how they said forever, like, thank you FSU for beating us because it led to them getting Cristobal. Like dude, that was the corniest thing I've ever seen. Like, I mean, okay, so I'll say this. When Miami beat us in 2019 and then we fired Taggart, like, I was happy that we moved on from Taggart, but I wasn't happy that we lost to our rival. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I'm not a weirdo. Like, they're just weirdos down there. Like, who celebrates losses like
I mean, I live down here, bro, and I'm surrounded by fans 24/7, and it's crazy how delusional they can be.
Dude, it's wild. Are you down there now? Did you go to the game? What's up, man?
No, I'm actually heading up to Tallahassee next weekend. I got to see that weight game.
Heck yeah, my man.
Yeah, are you heading up?
Dude, I don't know. My wife's in the other room, man. I gotta say it's quiet, but I'm gonna try to. We'll see. I gotta come up with some excuse, bro.
Nah, I've been seeing you tweet that you're giving away tickets, and I'm like, damn, if only I wasn't 7 hours away.
Yeah, that's what I try and do, man. Like I try to give my tickets away if I'm not going. So, but I'm going to Clemson in Florida, so nobody asked me for those.
Oh yeah, no, Doak was. I'm surprised Notre Dame wasn't a sellout. This was insane tonight. How it looked on TV, how it sounded.
Yeah, it's been a long time, and Miami last year was really, really good, and Notre Dame was a good crowd. And so, like, the difference between 76,000 for Notre Dame and 79,000 for BC, I mean, it's pretty similar, right? Like, I don't know if it's enough to notice, but, for it to officially be a sellout, the place just be jam-packed, that was pretty special. And like I said, from the kick, literally from the opening kick, the team just looked like, yeah, we're just going to beat your heads in because we're better. And so that was a lot of fun to watch.
I was talking with some of my friends who were like, when is the last time that we beat an ACC team this good? And I think it was Duke in that COVID year because it feels like it's been forever at least. Yeah,
no, Duke in that COVID year. And even then, like, I feel like Duke scored on us a little bit more than I would have wanted to. But yeah, I mean, I think it's been a long time since we dominated an ACC opponent like this. Yeah, it was fun to watch for sure.
All right, bro. Well, hopefully you make it up next weekend. I'll try to catch you.
I'll do my best, man. Don't get me in trouble, but I'm gonna try.
All right, brother. Take care, man. Go Noles.
Thanks, buddy. Go Noles.
Peace.
Yeah, I mean, Syracuse in 2019 was a 35-17 win. If you go back to 2018, there were none like that. Oh, well, Wake Forest 38-17, but that's still not as much as this one was. Jimbo's last year, we didn't beat anybody by a lot that year after he checked out. 2016, we had some big wins. Boston College 45-7. That's probably the last one, right? 45-7 Boston College. Syracuse 45-14 in 2016. So yeah, that's probably it. Syracuse in 2016 was the last time we had a win like this one against an ACC opponent. All right, good stuff. Thank you guys for hanging out tonight. I really appreciate you guys for always hanging out and kind of rocking with us doing the spaces. They're fun after wins. We're going to do them win, loss, or draw. I don't know why we say win, loss, or draw because obviously can't do that, but I don't really have a better cliche to use. Thank you guys for hanging out in the spaces. Again, do me a favor. Go follow my guy TJ up in the top of the space. Go put an order in at thegramco.com. TJ25. GarnetandGold.com is spaces15 to save 15%. And then do me a favor and smash the subscribe button up on that YouTube from the Double Fries tweet that's up there. We'll be back tomorrow with a live podcast at 8 a.m. It's probably like 8:05 because Richie's always late. So shout out the people that are late but still show up. Better than the people that don't miss or the people that miss. We'll talk to you guys later. Go Noles. If you're here on the YouTube, yeah, recruiting nuggets. Yeah, let me confirm a couple of things, but we'll have a recruiting video come out this week. Again, do me a favor, guys. If you're here on the YouTube, hit the subscribe button. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Talk about this game a little bit more in depth, a little bit more in detail. Tonight's just kind of a quick instant reaction, quick thoughts on the game afterward, and try and get some fan reactions. But hit the subscribe button underneath right here. If you're on your phone, you have to swipe down and you can hit the chat. Thanks, guys, for hanging out. We'll talk to you guys soon. Go Noles.